Good morning. I want to share with you this one tip that I believe has the potential to completely transform your life and transform the way you think, your mindset, your thinking. And this one tip is actually quite simple. And if you can practice this every time you feel down, every time you feel discouraged, every time you feel disappointed, every time you feel you're not enough, if you can practice this, it will completely transform how you look at life. What is this tip? It's quite simple. Every time you feel down, every time you're challenged, every time you face a difficulty, what most of us tend to do, the temptation is to focus on the problem, to focus on the weakness, to focus on what we're unable to do. And the thing most of us do not do is to focus on where we're strong, is to focus on our strengths, the good part of us, the things that we are able to do, the things that we're capable of doing. And if we can change how we look at things, so instead of dwelling on and worrying about the things that you're not good at, the things that are negative in your life or the things that haven't gone well, if you switch the focus to the things that you are good at, to the things that have gone well, to the things that you have accomplished, it totally transforms how you deal with challenges. It totally transforms how you feel about yourself. And when I say if we change the focus, I literally mean every single minute of every single day. Every time you find yourself in a situation, every time you find yourself feeling down, every time you find yourself thinking, I'm not enough, every time you compare yourself, I want you to shift the focus from the things that you're looking at someone and saying, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good at this, or I will never be able to do this, and think about, I am good at whatever it is. I am good at socializing. I am good at cooking. I am good at being a good friend. I am good at taking care of my kids. Whatever it is, doesn't have to be anything major. Because every single thing we're good at is important. And what we tend to do as humans is focus on the things that we're bad at. Is we focus on the things that are negative. That's the natural human tendency. We have this thing called the negative bias. If you believe what scientists say, that we have about 60 to 70,000 thoughts running through our head every single day. Can you imagine that? If that is true, what they also say is that 80% of those thoughts are negative. So already we are tilted in the negative, on the negative side. And most of those negative thoughts, again, a very high percentage, don't quote me, I think it's around the 80% mark. Most of those negative thoughts are on a loop. And when something is on a loop, it means it's repetitive, right? So imagine that our tendency will always be the negative. It will always be to remember that one thing that someone said in your appraisal that was negative and forget about the 5 things that they said that was great. It will always be to remember the one insult that somebody gave you or said to you ages ago, years ago. Even in school, when we're children, we don't leave these things alone. We hold on to them. Instead of remembering all of the good experiences you've had with the same person or with other people. And when we are like this, when we focus on the negative and we dwell and worry about the things that haven't gone well, we become caught up in the past. We become fearful. We become angry, become discouraged. It takes away all of the positivity that we have. It takes away all our power, all our self-belief. It affects our confidence, our self-worth. So when I say this is the one thing that could completely transform your life and the way you look at life and the way you think, I am correct. If you practice it. And this is the final bit of it, that every time we hear a tip, self-help tip, or how to do the work, and this is something that you could do that could transform your life, gratitude journaling, we talk about all these things. Many people will say, fine, I'll do it. They'll do it for a week or two and then move on and go back to the same pattern. If you make this a point of focus, a point of persistence, that I am going to, every time I feel myself swerving to that negative side, I am going to remember the things I'm good at. And remembering the things you're good at the point where you're not feeling great doesn't have to be something you're good at that relates to how you're feeling. So for example, say I'm feeling a bit sad or depressed, right? I don't have to necessarily associate the thing I am good at with something to do with depression or sadness or anything to lift my mood. It could just be an abstract thing. Like I could just say, well, I'm really good at listening to people. And then start to think about the people I've listened to that have told me, how it's helped them. And when I move into that lane of, I'm going to start going down the route of, oh yeah, I'm good at this, I'm good at knitting. Remember you made a blanket for someone, they really loved it. And when we start to remember those things, it changes our mindset, because we have moved from, oh, it's all bad, I'm not good at this is, I'm never going to be able to do this, I'm not enough, I'm no good, to, oh, hold on, I am good at something, I have achieved things. And we have to always remember, wherever we are is not where we used to be. We're always growing, we're always moving forward, hopefully, if we're doing the work. So even just looking at that place of, I have managed to get here, I have managed to do this so far. Yes, I may not be on the exact track I want to be, but I am moving along. Even that is a good thing to focus on. So I want you to try this out, to really make this, to determine to make this something you're going to be practicing every time you feel yourself being negative. Immediately start to think of something you're good at. You may want to write them down so they're there for you to remember. Anything, just think of things you're good at, things you've done well, things you've achieved, things that you've done that people have said made them happy, things that make you happy that you do, and distract yourself. Focus on those things instead, and you see how quickly the things you're not good at actually start to fade away, and you then approach things with a more positive outlook. I hope this is helpful. Happy Monday. See you soon. Take care.